This show is sponsored by Frederick Littles of Acre Comics. As a veteran and member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Littles believes that everyone has a unique voice, and Acre Comics is a platform where creators can share their stories and inspire others. What I really love about Wise Acre Comics is that Frederick Littles, that he advocates and brings awareness to the indie comic community. He also encourages writers and creators to be bold and creative, saying, "Your voice is your superpower. No one else has your story, your perspective, or your truth. Don't hide it, share it boldly. The world is waiting to be inspired by what only you can create. Keep pushing, keep creating, and let your voice be heard." Wow, I really love that. He's collaborated with several creators through Wise Acre Comics, and they have forged the House of Wise, which is a diverse palette of diverse voices, including a variety of genres in comics, including manga. His partnership with Godhood Comics and Punch Publishing continue to push the boundaries of this industry. What I also love is that Frederick Littles, through Wiseacre Comics and his prize, Magnus, I love that he incorporates the African diaspora and he tries to establish this dynamic bridge across Africa and forges partnerships with different creatives and artists and different animation studios like Spoof Animation. And I like that he's bringing these African narratives to the forefront of global storytelling. In Magnus, I won't give it all away, but I love that he incorporates the Orishas, the gods that we've heard throughout the diaspora in terms of African-based folklore, especially the styling of Oshun. I love the artwork throughout the comics. They are brilliant coloring, the lettering. It's all really beautiful and mindfully crafted. One of the other things I love is that they're incorporating this African lore with cultural heritage and they're using it in a more modern narratives. And so I like that the first issue opens up at a university. Y'all know I'm an academic and I'm all about the college setting, and it's set in inner city Chicago. And you just have this teenager guy with his friend, his homegirl, Shantae. I kind of, I love hip hop. And so it reminded me of like Roxanne Shantae, that her name is Shantae. And you have him discovering, who's his father, where's his powers coming from, what's happening, and all these different things. And then you got grief tied in there. So I love that Frederick Littles is open about his grief, and I love how he beautifully weaves that into the story. And it made me want to keep turning the pages and go on to the next issue. And so through projects like Magnus, which incorporates elements of African mythology and themes of resilience, the company Wiseacre Comics seeks to elevate African stories and showcase them to a worldwide audience. And so this collaboration not only empowers African creators, but also ensures that the stories of Africa, its heroes, legends, and vibrant traditions are told with authenticity, pride, and the highest artistic quality. So thank you, Frederick Littles and Wiseacre Comics, for sponsoring Ororo Comics Podcast.
All right. My name is Carla with Ororo Comics Podcast, and we are here at Baltimore Comic Con. It's Friday, day one.
Day one.
We got so much to get into, but as we're walking in, guess who we run into?
Hi, everybody. This is the DA experience. I don't know if many of y'all know who I am, but I'm trying to teach y'all a few things about the comic books and the Black community. And we aren't just people with electrical power and stuff like that. It's more to the history, the culture. So I'm just here trying to, help out in my little spread awareness.
Okay, so do you have your own Facebook?
No, I don't. The funny story is that my local comic book shop, the owner of the shop, started the Baltimore Comic Con back in the late 80s, early 90s. And they used to have it out in Towson County. My family moved out to the county of Baltimore, where his store was located. It was the exact same time he started doing the show here. So I'm not going to age myself, but I've been going to that shop into this show for the last 25 years.
That's amazing. Wow. That's amazing. So, you know a lot about comic books.
A little bit, yeah.
And you mentioned that it's more than just superheroes. So, can you expand on that a little bit more?
Growing up, you always want to see something that looked like it. And it's an argument we have all the time, but you don't want to make that argument. It's like, oh, why do we have this? I'm like, yeah, but there's more to it than that. There's a foundation. There's a certain thing in a certain field of book. You'll see a powerful character that looks like me, be powerful, not put it down. Not that we are, but there's certain places we come from in the 70s and stuff, certain things a certain way. So we always look to see ourselves as these superheroes. And like people fall into the soap all the time. Why does every black character have electrical powers or something? I can name you off 20 right now that don't, but it's a trope. It's used a lot, but it's just a lot of. It's just about making sure that everybody understands where these characters came from, their origins, how people found out about them, the whole story behind them. And it's not just a one-off character that you might not ever see.
And I follow you on Instagram. You have a huge following because I always learn something when I watch your posts, your videos. So I do appreciate that. So who is your favorite comic book character? Or I want to say that because I know you probably have a few, but
no, I have one.
okay.
I as much as I said what I just said, I am OG. Black Panther is my favorite comic book character of all time. I have the complete Reggie Hudlin run. I have Shuri's first appearance graded. I have it sitting behind me in my house. That is my character. Behind that would probably have to be Static. I always tell this milestone story. I was lucky enough to be 12, 13 years old when Milestone came out. And I hadn't really gotten comics yet. And my mother and my uncle realized this was something. This was something special. This was a game changer. Something is about to change. And they bought me and my 3 other cousins, all of us the same age. They bought us all Hardware #1, and they bought us all Static #1. And I never looked back. And I was like, this is what it was about because it got me. I saw myself and I saw my environment being displayed, but not as a stereotype. But it's like, no, this is just you growing up. This is what you need to be. This is who you are. And I love that. I wish we got more milestone stuff to this day. I wish there was a Static movie. Why there is a Static movie out there?
Were you a fan of the cartoon?
Loved it. Loved it from day one. When my post was about, they're like, why did the show get canceled? And it's like little stuff like that. Did you know that at one point Static Shock was the #2 cartoon on Saturday mornings, only behind Pokemon?
Wow.
Only behind Pokemon. And they canceled the show is because they were told that it wasn't marketed. They said that nobody would buy toys or video games or merchandise with that character. So they had to end the show because after you get 5 seasons in, it becomes more expensive to run. It ran 5 seasons. It's not like it had a short run, but it could have ran longer. And there could be more spin-offs and stuff like that. But they didn't find it much of it. They didn't find it being able to sell. Because I'm like, no, I knew 1,000 kids that would have been out there with their capital on and dressed up the Static. And you could have made 1,000 toys based off of a trash can with, with like a skateboard. So it's just one of those things. But that was probably one of my second favorite characters. I love to see him pop up anytime he does.
I know, and there's been some fan projects.
Yes, there has.
Fan fiction, fan projects featuring Static. And I think Static is an important pillar in our comic book history. And that was actually a Black history project that I made my son get into, watching the cartoons and then doing a short looking for it because I want him to be familiar with some of these characters that he can see himself in.
Exactly.
So, but I'm not going to take too much of your time.
I had a blast. Thank you.
We appreciate your time, and we hope that you have a really good time.
I've had a great time. Thank y'all for letting me talk to y'all. Y'all made my whole day. Somebody actually recognized me. I'm like,
I immediately recognized you.
Well, the way you were looking at me, I'm like, I feel. Hi. You were looking at my name. I'm like, that's my real name, but most people know me as the DA. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm like, okay, time, because I thought I might know somebody.
So tell us how we can support you.
Oh, anytime, just follow me on YouTube, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram. They're all the same thing. The DA experience. Anybody on YouTube right now knows I've been on top 10 Black Avengers list. I had the top 10 Black X-Men. So it's just a lot of fun. I just like talking to folks. I'm always trying to keep positive. But, it's all a little history and a little knowledge in there when I can.
All right.
But yes, this is that.
And so let everyone know who your favorite podcast is, Ororo Comics Podcast.
Oh, definitely. Stormy, Illinois, the queen of Ororo Podcast.
Yes, Ororo Comics Podcast.
I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Ororo Comics Podcast. Y'all got to check it out.
Where are you all located?
We're from Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville. Oh my God. What's y'all names?
Pops Comics. Our names ourselves. Mine's Marco, and that's Shay.
Thing. Wow. That when I grow up, I do want to have my own comic book store. I do.
It's not as fun as you think.
What are some of the challenges of owning your own comic book store?
Or, not the staff. The staff is incredible, but Just trying to get product in that everybody wants, and then trying to get the folks in the doors to get the product. That's the biggest.
How long have you owned your comic book shop in Louisville, Kentucky, Pops Comics?
Well, we've had a shop for 6 years, but we've been doing shows and stuff for 10, 12 years, something like that.
What got you interested into comic books? I myself am from the American South, specifically South Carolina is better than Kentucky. So, what got you into comic books in the middle of the rural South?
My older brother. Yeah, he was into it, so he got me into it. Snowball from there.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Silver Surfer.
Ooh, oh, so you well, how do you feel about the reboot of Fantastic Four coming?
I hope it's awesome. We'll see.
Uh-huh.
I don't really care if it's boy, girl, black, white, whatever. I don't care as long as it's good.
Did you read the Ghostlight series, the
No.
Marvel Ghostlight series last year? Oh, with Silver Surfer.
Didn't read that
With,
Not yet.
Andrew and Jennings.
Yeah, I don't have time to read everything. So,
It's
Gotta
only a
pick
year
and
old, so you
choose.
got some time. It's
Yeah,
only about a
you
year
never
old.
know.
5 books in the series. It's quite incredible. I just did a
Okay.
review on it. I think you'd enjoy it.
I'll have to check it out.
What have you been reading lately, if not Silver Surfer?
Oh, let's see here. Incredible Hulk and Transformers is awesome.
Ooh, love me some
Yeah,
Transformers.
really good.
Was that
But only,
Kingdom you really
Oh yeah,
enjoyed?
Autumn Kingdom was really good. Yeah.
And you both own the shop together?
I just worked
You just work there? So tell us what you've been reading lately.
a ton of stuff. There was a really good Scott Snyder book out. What was it called? Duck and Cover?
Duncan Cup.
Duck and Cover was really. I like Scott Snyder. Pretty much anything he puts out, I really like. X-Men, Moon Knight, Avengers. There's all kinds of stuff.
My friend just told me about Moon Knight. I'm late to the party. Oh my god.
Hop on at the beginning where Jed McKay starts. It's just called Moon Knight. It's a 30-issue run, and then it's Vengeance of Moon Knight, which is something weird like 9, and then getting ready to start is Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu. It's all like 9 out of 10 at least.
Okay, we got to share contact info. How can we find you at Pops Comics? Where can people find your shop online and in person? I'm sure Louisville, Kentucky, but also what social media platforms
We've
are you?
got a Facebook page. And it's Pops Comics and Collectibles. And then we've got a Instagram that is Pops Comics Collectibles with no and. And we have a website. It's popscomics502.com.
We're on Whatnot.
Yeah, Whatnot. We're on Whatnot. Pops Comics Collectibles. Yep.
Okay, so Pops Comics and Collectibles across different platforms.
Yes.
Thank y'all so much for your time today. And please do follow us on Rural Comics Podcast. And who's your favorite podcast that discusses health, culture, and comics?
Aurora Comics.
Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. We are here with Divergent Comics. All right. Tell us who you are.
All right, I'm Gary with Divergent Comics. I have 2 books today. Main book, Brontide, is about a 30-year-old bum who gets kicked out of his house due to the fact that he keeps getting in trouble. So his parents are like, you need to grow up. He runs into a cult, and the cult leader takes the life force of people to get powers. And so the story of Brontide follows Bruce as he learns how to manage his powers, as well as he learns to become a mature human being.
All right. Is it family friendly?
Brontide is family friendly. There is no blood. There is no gore.
Yeah, so my son can read it. I love it.
Yes.
I love when I come across comics that I can introduce to my son.
Now, there is another set of comics that I don't have with me, but I have a friend. His name is David Greene. He does Limelight Comics, which is right down here. And Beyond Blended is very family friendly. It is like if you were to take the Incredibles and the Fantastic Four and merge them together.
Oh, wow.
So you have 2 people who get married and they have their own kids. And so they're a blended family, and they go on this cruise and they gain powers due to the experimentation being done by this benevolent organization. So that story is set to come out later this year, but I've got to read it, and it's really exciting. Definitely family friendly.
Okay, great. All right. So Any advice for those who wanted to get into comic book writing or even on the art side? Any advice that you have for them?
Um, two pieces of advice. One, be patient. But two, get into it. You just got to do it and be patient with yourself. Don't allow yourself to overthink it or to get more frustrated than you should be, because eventually, you'll find your audience.
Okay. All right. That's definitely true. It may take you a while to find the right artist, but once you do, it's a marriage made in heaven.
It is, yes.
All right. And how can we support you?
So I'm currently running a Kickstarter for my newest comic called The Charger. It is about an ex-Air Force pilot named Layla who gets shot down while trying to deliver supplies. She eventually gains powers due to this experimental project that they run on her that gives her powers similar to like static or black lightning. The Kickstarter is currently on my social media. You can follow me on Instagram and on Threads at GMTJ2K, or you can follow Divergent Comics at Divergent Comics on Instagram.
All right. And who's your most favorite podcast?
It's always going to be the Ororo Comics podcast. I love everything that you guys are doing, honestly.
All right.
I've been following from the beginning, seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
You so much.
I don't know much about the game, but I think it's
So we're here with Ororo Comics Podcast. We're two nurses discussing health, culture, and comics. And so you own a shop and you love anime, and you're in Outer Banks in North Carolina. Can you tell us more about your shop and your love of anime?
Okay, so my name is Aaron. I own AB3 Anime. So we started this because, one, we do die or love anime, like watching and stuff like that. So I tried to figure out a way to like get into anime without being like an artist or something like that. And we came up with like selling anime essentially. We wanted to sell something that people could use every day and not just like at the convention for the weekend, but like you could carry a bag with you or a wallet or something like that with you every day.
So what's your favorite anime series? We have some lovers of My Hero Academia. I think there's like a Jojo Rabbit. There's a lot of, the classic and timeless, Sailor Moon, that kind of thing.
So my favorite anime is Fairy Tail. I know it gets a lot of flack, but for me it's Fairy Tail. My Hero's cool, but like there's a lot of like new school stuff that like it's okay, but not like that. Like My Hero's cool, but if you really need some new school anime, like check out Jujutsu Kaisen, Solo Leveling. There's Attack on Titan, Black Clover. There's a lot of new animes that will probably be a little bit better to start off with in My Hero, in my opinion, but it's cool.
And so how can people find you on social media?
So you can follow us on AB3 Anime on Instagram. We're on X as well at AB3 Anime. On YouTube at AB3 Anime. And also, if you need some merch, order from our website. We ship all the way across the U.S. AB3anime.net.
Okay, and tell everyone who your favorite podcast is. Ororo Comics Podcast, named for Aurora Monroe, Storm the Weather Witch.
That would be Ororo Comics Podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're here today with the Ororo Comics Podcast and Blerds Underground, a Black-owned comics and collectible shop in Chicago, Illinois. Can you please tell us more about your shop? And we see that you're a Trekkie.
Yes, indeed, I am a Trekkie. Speaking of Trekkies, Stephanie Williams is on Star Trek 500. If you haven't picked that up, we can help you with that, okay?
I noticed the Static Shock in the power line. I mean, all the culture.
Yes.
I mean, iconic. And they support Free Comic Book Day, everybody. You
Yes,
see that?
we do. We
it's
also
a Star Wars Day, though. Not
yes,
Star Trek.
all the above. All the above. We participate in Free Comic Book Day every year. We have had creators such as Gene Ha. We have actually, in fact, Kyle Higgins, who is also here, came out to support us for just this past year. We have been in our location for 3 years now. This is September, so this is officially our 3-year anniversary. You can find us online. You can check out our website. We ship, and by all means, come and see us.
So it brings y'all all the way out from Chicago to Baltimore.
Wow. Well, I am here independently, but everywhere I go, I represent the shop. I am one of the independent contractors for Comic Sketch Art, and through that opportunity, I get to work with wonderful creators like Sway and Steph.
Well, thank you so much for letting us know about your shop. And we would love to support you, Mr. Miller.
Yes, Kevin Miller.
Kevin Miller. All right, and please let them know who your favorite podcast is.
You already know it's the Ororo Comics Podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you. What do we got?
Everybody check out Dillon and Jason and their Kickstarter project, Neighbor Necromancer. Looks really cool. Also, it's giving very Hagrid and Aragog vibes, and Hermione as canon in the book for those that are readers. Look at all this amazing art. Oh, we got our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Look at that, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And the Dark Knight himself. Lots and lots of cool stuff. I see some Daredevil, I think. Look at those stickers. Very, very awesome. Y'all know I like Edgar Allan Poe. Very Raven vibes. I just love this girl. Look at her curly hair. Y'all know I'm a curly girly, so very, very biased. Awesome, awesome booth, y'all. Very nice. Please come check them out at Baltimore Comic Con. This is the 25th anniversary. Here's Jason and Dillon again. Do you guys want to share your favorite comics or favorite genre?
Favorite genre is horror, obviously. Favorite comic might be Lock and Key.
That's great things.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, what about you?
Probably more of sci-fi for my favorite genre. I guess probably like Batman Year One and stuff like that.
Batman, okay.
It's not sci-fi exactly, but
a little bit. Sometimes. Very dark night. You know, got a lot of Batman stuff here. We can see it, y'all. Very, very great booth. This is amazing, y'all. Please check out their art. Thank y'all so much.
thank you.
Hi, can you tell me your name and a little bit more about yourself and how we can find you here at Ororo Comics Podcast?
Yeah, hi, my name is Sasha Kablan. I'm a comic book historian and Jewish representation expert. I'm coming to you guys from Baltimore Comic Con, helping Daniel Kalban sell his amazing books, American Dreams, and many, many other wonderful titles. So if you want to talk comics or you want to check out some comics, come find us in Aisle I.
So today we have friend of Aurora Comics Podcast, TJ Sterling, artist and writer. TJ, it's great to finally meet you. Can you tell us about some of your art and your comic books?
Hey, Dr. Ebony and the Royal Podcast family, what's up? Shout out to Carla as well. Huge fan of what you guys are doing. Keep going. I love the episodes. Yeah, I'm the writer and artist of a lot of the stuff you see here. I write everything, but I also draw a couple of books. We got Joystick Angels, a fan favorite series. Finding Black Space Pilots, trying to save you and achieve Alien Empire. You like Guardians of the Galaxy Star Wars, you're going to like that a lot. We also have Shattered Visions. It's a cyberpunk graphic novel series centered around an anti-hero villain named Shadow, a broken man trying to destroy a broken system. Corrupt government out to impersonate the people he lives in. You're a fan of Judge Dredd, Demolition Man, Fifth Element, you like that a lot.
Fifth Element.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Talk about it. Ruby Rod. Hey. We've got
Multipass.
Yes, Multipass. Multipass. Ultimus and the Ultimate Dark History, two connected universes. One book is drawn and written by me.
Much love to the fam, TJ. Ray Comics. Oh, I should talk to you about your work. So Ororo Comics Podcast, we're here with Made with Candy Wrappers, the art of Daniel Scott Jr. His work is incredibly unique. I mean, just look at the quality and the texture here on the images. I don't even want to touch it. He has a sketchbook here available, and he also has a space where people can donate their wrappers to contribute to his art, and he even gives the candy for free. I mean, what a nice guy. So Daniel, can you tell, do you go by Daniel? Dan?
Yes, I do. Daniel's fine.
Daniel, can you tell us more about your artwork and why this is your chosen medium?
My artwork's just made with candy wrappers. I enjoy what I do for the last 30 years. It's just the texture, the color, vibrancy, they don't fade. And it's just, I don't know how I have patience for it. I have no clue why I have the patience, but I enjoy what it is.
And what brings you all the way to the 25th Baltimore Comic Con? You said you came all the way from the great state of Texas.
My rep got me a table. That's the absolute truth. That's it. She got me a table, and so I paid my way to get out here, but she got me the table.
So what actually caught my eye walking by was your Daredevil. Can you show us some of your Daredevil work and why you chose this particular character from Marvel?
Daredevil, to me, really is kind of the anti-hero, still the anti-hero. But I chose this because of the vibrancy of the reds, and I mixed them all together and did what I could. But Daredevil's just a great character. It's a very down to earth kind of guy, and he's not much of a superhero other than he got stuck with what he has.
Injured the radio exposure.
Yeah.
Got his sight. Yeah. Gotcha. So he's kind of like the regular guy, like just like one of us. And so, is he your favorite comic book character, or who's your favorite character?
I think so. Yeah, Daredevil's my favorite. He really is. And of course, I like Deadpool and everything else. But definitely Daredevil's the one.
So you kind of like a lot of anti-heroes. You just mentioned Wade Wilson, the Merc with the Mouth. I love me some Deadpool. Are you Canadian?
No, I'm not Canadian. I'm Texan.
Which Texas is their own country?
Yes, we are. Oh,
are there any anti-heroes or superheroes from Texas?
You know what? I don't know. That's a good question.
There's a lot from New York. That's Stan Lee. Yeah. Every borough but the Bronx, apparently.
Very, very true. But yeah, this is what I do. It's been fun. I enjoy this. This is my first day here, and I'll be here for the next 2 days. Hopefully, we get a good turnout. I get more conversation and engagement, just like I'm having right now.
Thank you, Daniel. And how can we find you? How can people find your art and contact you or follow your work?
It's real easy. It's Pop Rap Art. That is POPWARPART. And that is on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. It's all the same handle.
You hear that, everybody? Dan's the man. Go and follow the Made with Candy Rappers, The Art of Daniel Scott Jr. on Instagram.
So we are
What's you got?
Ororo Comics Podcast. So let everyone know who your favorite podcast is.
Let me see. Oh, okay, hang on. My favorite podcast is
Ororo.
The Aurora Comics Podcast.
Yeah. Aurora Monroe is Storm's name. I cannot believe I'm going to be writing for one of my favorite comic books.
Oh my god, congratulations!
Thank you.
Do you need a variant artist?
All right, tell us who you are, Honey Bun.
Hi, I'm Babs Tar. I'm a professional comic artist and illustrator. Your back row for DC.
Ooh!
I got another DC book coming out soon. I'm really excited for it. It's not announced yet. I can't say more. But you guys got a little scoop there.
Oh. Did you hear that? Aurora Comics Podcast. We got the scoop on this baddie artist. Babs Tar.
So a Batgirl title is in the works.
Not Batgirl, but maybe a DC Gotham adjacent.
Oh.
It's not announced yet. I can't say more.
Okay. Favorite city of criminals.
All right. Show her that. Show the Ororo sticker now, girl.
Y'all look at her.
Get your Ororo Monroe stickers.
She a baddie.
Get into it. Let's look at the other stickers.
Yeah, these are all from a sticker club I run for my Patreon. So once a month, if you're in the club, once a month, I'll send you a set of 3 that I feel like drawing that month. Next up is Roan of Arc from Chapel Roan's Look on the Runway this weekend. I'm gonna be amazed. It's too cute not to draw.
So you mentioned your Patreon. Please tell us how we can find you. Like, where would you like for people to follow your amazing work?
It's Babs Draws on all my socials. Babs Draws, patreon.com/Babs Draws. Very Googleable, so you can find me.
You hear that? She's Googleable. She said I Google her.
Googleable. I like that word.
Thank you so much. I like y'all's style and attitude.
Thank you.
Is this a podcast or a YouTube show?
Yep. Yes. QR coded. That's
okay,
QR coded, girl.
Early 1960s, so it's like Jack Kirby, Steranko challenges the unknown, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., So if you're a fan of that kind of thing, that time setting, so it goes from here to this. These are some of the other characters.
Very Nichelle Nichols.
Hey.
No, I love it.
It's out. So
nice.
She's now the matriarch that's Blink.
Ah.
So,
oh, yes.
Yes. So
look, when y'all have an opening, I'm coming as Blank.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do it. This is her daughter.
Oh, I love it.
And that's her son. They're twins.
Wow.
That's Berg's.
I was just about to say she plays Berg. I knew it.
So if you have you read the entire series yet?
I have not.
Okay, can't tell you the rest then.
I'm okay. I'm not a spoiler. It's fine.
Spoiler?
Yeah, no.
So this guy right here was adopted.
It looks like my husband.
It might be inspired by him, but he's an albino from an orphanage that. Dang, you got to read the rest of the story.
Okay.
But I think in part 3,
there's a group of orphans that the family intake, and he was one of them.
Gotcha.
And he was so inspired by what they did. He wanted to learn their craft and their trade, and so he became one of them. So now he's like all these guys are older now. I definitely cannot tell you who that person is.
Wow.
And so all of them together.
Oh, this is awesome. Yep. Yeah, we started out this year. I'm in the Nerdy South, a comic book group with Kiana Wade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we started out with, I have.
She lives like 5 minutes from me.
What?
Dr. Kiana?
Yeah.
We just had her on the pod.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. We
But she told everybody don't read the omnibus, but we had people who looked in the room that did get the omnibus.
She said,
but I'm glad I didn't because we just read the covered the first one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the club. We got to read other books too.
If you read the omnibus, well, I would say read the omnibus because you put a story in there that's only in the omnibus that leads to this. It at least gives you the oh, there we go. She's here talking to this. It at least gives you the it's like the bridge from this story, the Harlem Renaissance story, to where it continues in the 1960s. So,
I definitely had questions about why Mississippi and not South Carolina, since we both have Carolina roots, Gullah Geechee people. So
you might need to check
some of the hoodoo in there.
You might need to check out the rest of the story.
Okay.
And 1960s, the continuation. We're playing with some other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the hoodoo and the health aspects. I incorporated that like racism, and identity and fighting like the monsters. I love the entire story. Maya remind me so much of my grandmother.
Oh yes.
I know you saw some of the back matter, Kenitra Brooks and her essay, Myrtle's Medicine. I said this could have been named Martha's Medicine, like my grandmother. All the hoodoo and the herbs and just the plant-based medicine in our community. So the idea that we have these people out there fighting, but then the battle between like blank one being the kitchen and doing the science and like whooping the stuff up, but out there fighting with Berg and everybody. And I feel that so much. Like I should be fighting, but I also have been the daughter that's in the books. I gotta get the doctorate, gotta do the medicine, gotta do all the things, gotta be wife, mom, all the things.
Yeah, spin all the plates.
All the plates. And you're
you
an
want to be my
HBCU.
PR person?
Oh, I'd love to. And you're an HBCU alone.
That's right.
And so we go to the Harambe Festival every year
That is so
down in
cool.
Columbia, South Carolina. So tell us more. Is that where you got some of your inspiration, being a Benedict Tiger?
Just being when I went to school, obviously being a part of the culture of an HBCU, historical black college, you begin to learn and find yourself. You start to understand a person of who you are and where you come from. And as a youngster, that was super inspiring and humbling at the same time, overwhelming to some degree. But I think creatively is where I was able to put a lot of those viewpoints into what I created, as far as like Bitter Root, some other projects. So yeah, it's honestly, it's a little, that experience is, kind of, it permeates through a lot of stuff that I do. Even, mainstream stuff, like stuff I did with Marvel, with Dr. Doom. There's some cultural things within that. If you look, there's some Easter eggs in there of things that I've come to have a conviction about. And it started, being when I was there at the HBCU.
So your collaborators, Chuck Brown and David Walker, tell me more how y'all came to conjure this idea that is magnificent. When I read Bitter Root, I mean, I'm about to do a review on a thorough review on it because I've been carried around for
last
every
question.
day.
You might need to talk for real. Like seriously.
I'm literally adding it to my History of Health Service in the American South class because I love it so much. Like, I know
we will be talking. We will be talking.
Oh, sorry.
You know John Jennings?
He's a close friend of mine. Yeah.
He did our logo.
He did our logo, yeah.
So tell John what you, John, back matter, please.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Oh, John, you heard. I got to be a part of the back matter.
Yeah.
All right, so tell everyone who your favorite comics podcast is, Ororo Comics Podcast.
My favorite, gotta say, my favorite podcast is the Ororo Comics Podcast.
Yes.
Number one.
Number one, baby. Health, culture, and comics.
And we didn't force you at all to say that.
None whatsoever. None.
Thank you for your time. Did you get it signed?
No, I didn't. Actually, what I came for.
What you really came for?
I really.
Thank you so much for watching season 1. My name is Carla.
I'm Dr. Ebony Toussaint.
And we are 2 nurses discussing health, culture, and
comic books.
All right, y'all. See you in season 2.